Mic? Lip sync working? Lip sync working? Is the lip sync working? The lip sync is working. Cool. Okay, so there's a little kind of uh maybe a minor rant. I don't know what to call it. Um that I just want to say as an intro to this. Um so it seems like the most divisive character in this game is Vosh, who we haven't met yet. And very interesting to meet. Because of the divisiveness around them. Um, there was a post, I can't remember if it was a Mass Effect or a Dragon Age group. It may have been more of a Mass Effect group. So I'm not sure if any of the Dragon Age groups I'm in are particularly active. But was comparing David from Project Overlord to Vosh and saying that, like, David is kind of like a marginalized group treated right, whereas Vosh isn't. And since I haven't really played this game all the way through, I'm not sure if I've even run into Vosh yet. I can't make a lot of judgments. But I do know that there are a lot of people out there who, at least like with like newer games, tend to like feel like, oh, everything's going woke, everything's going DEI, and all the other games did all this, this inclusiveness stuff right, by like making it more like just in the background, like they're not in your face about like, oh, this character's gay and their entire personality is about how gay they are, and how rough it is to be gay or whatever. You know, I think that games and fiction in general should be allowed to like to show the struggles of being part of a marginalized group, to like have there be some focus on that, because you know like, yeah, it's great to aspire to be an inclusive society that just doesn't make a big deal of these things. And it's still like valid to have that. In heck, I mean, I know there are a lot of people who actually are against like Star Trek for just having non-binary characters or trans characters, in their story, even though the whole point of it is in fact to passively make everything inclusive. They're technically doing it the right way, at least by the measure of, you know, like, granted, there's a degree to which maybe it's not as in the background as people would like it to be. But I mean, the only reason why it's not just or you don't think of it as something in the background is because um they're just there. They're just existing, and because it's kind of new, you know, that we haven't really drawn attention to these particular groups because we haven't really um you know categorized them or begun to accept them yet. So um it may feel like it's a step too far, but it really is. They're just doing the same thing that Trek has always done. It's just that now instead of it just being black people or just being, you know, having a gay character or whatever, like we're going into trans, we're going to non-binary, we're going into exploring the diversity of identity that you could have. Um, and I understand it is confusing. It is confusing to me too. Like I said just last stream about I talked at some late last stream like how weird it is to like navigate all the different like definitions of gender that there are out there and trying to find one that best describes me and what I do, and like how I have like at least 3 different identifiers I can assign to myself for gender alone, not to mention like my sexual orientation. Um, and how like I'll talk about how much I kind of try to engage a reasonable amount of people pleasing, like at least to the degree of I understand it can be difficult for people to use gender neutral pronouns. So I mean, it's 2 things. Like one, I understand it's difficult for people to use gender neutral pronouns, hence she, they. And 2, because I'm pangender, I'm kind of indifferent to pronouns aside from just what I'm presenting as, because technically, yeah, I also kind of qualify as a he, but right now it's the gender the fluid presentation um that I have. It just feels like it just feels kind of inappropriate for people to like use he, and I would just assume that people are doing that just to trigger or rage bait me. So I'm probably gonna try not to pay attention to that, to be honest, because it feels like there's like it's not misgendering so much as it is like attempting to or an attempt at rage baiting. I would assume, like automatically. Um, but anyway, all of that aside, the comparison to David and some spoilers for DLC for Mass Effect 2. Um, like I did my own comment to that post about how I felt like Project Overlord has its own problems. Like the 2 biggest ones are the fact that David is kind of the first I can kind of forget because David is like the idiot savant stereotype. I mean, he's a little better than like most. Like he's not Rain Man. He's not necessarily offensively stereotypical, but it does lean a little bit too far into that trope for like what would be considered to be acceptable by modern standards. Um, but the game came out like over a decade ago. I'm pretty, I'm very confident. So uh, you can kind of forgive it, and that it could have been much worse. The one thing I cannot really forgive is the fact that in a game where there is a lot of moral grayness to your decisions, the game goes the presentation of what's being done to David to. I'm not gonna go into a lot of details. I'm trying to be a little light on spoilers, but um, like what is being done to David is presented as horrendous as possible, and then you're given the game has the gall to give you a choice between leaving him in his situation with a giant cube forced down his throat, and his eyes pried open like a clockwork orange for no real reason. Like they could have had him like on an IV or something. Like like if that's meant to be a feeding tube, because he has to be like locked into this sort of virtual reality interface or whatever it is. Um, like it doesn't even make sense in lore for his eyes to be pried open the way they are, with like these clamp things that scratch Malcolm McDowell's corneas. Um, uh, as a bit of trivia, um, like it literally does not make sense for his eyes to be pried open the way they are, because he's supposed to be, I think, in some kind of virtual reality interface to communicate with the Geth consensus. So why are his eyes being forced open? Like, if anything, he should be blindfolded to like block out the world around him so he can focus on what he's supposed to be doing with as part of this unethical experiment. Um, so yeah, like if I'm going to change it, those would be the two main things I would change. Like I would not have his eyes be being forced open. I probably do the opposite, have some kind of blindfold over him. Um, and I would have him connected to some kind of IV system. And I'm not sure if I go into such graphic detail, but like uh, explicitly, but there it probably be implied to some extent that he probably has like a catheter system and other ways to allow him to get rid of waste. Um, so basically he has like feeding tubes, but they're more like IVs, um, delivering like nutrients and liquid to his blood, directly to his blood system, and then at least some implication that there's probably things dealing with waste as well. Um, and I probably have there be some attempt to make him comfortable, even though it's obviously not working. But yeah, like it, and I would probably change nothing else about that quest except that like it would the reveal of what condition he is and he's in physically, and the contraption that he's connected to would be substantially less horrific. So because like the moral dilemma of that quest is valid. Like, do you force someone into a unethical experiment to serve the needs of the many? Like, is that okay? I would argue it's not okay, like regardless. But of whether or not he's in like a torture device, um, something that looks like a horrendous torture device. Um, but the problem is, like, even if I were trying to do a pure Renegade playthrough, I would not make the choice, given what I see in that DLC, to let him stay in that condition. I'm sorry. That it's horrendous. It is an unarguably easy, not easy, like it's an easy choice, and it shouldn't be. Like it should be a choice where you can play devil's advocate and be like, well, we can do a lot of good by doing something terribly that's a little, if not a lot, evil, but like you can at least excuse it because it doesn't necessarily look all that horrendous. They're doing things to make sure that he's, that he stays alive and that he's as comfortable as the conditions for the experiment allows. And on top of that, it's his brother who's putting him in this thing. Like, why would any brother like put their brother into a contraption like that? So yeah, like make it look less horrendously evil. Like it looked like not only could the brother rationalize that what he's doing is okay within a reasonable doubt, but you as Shepard can rationalize the idea of leaving him in that, because like I changed something else because like everything leading up to that shows that David is in terrible distress. Like he's overstimulated. He he does not like being there, and that's enough. That's enough to show you how terrible what's being done to him is. You don't need to make it so gratuitous, is what I'm saying. And I find it kind of humorous that the guy who's making this comparison between David and Vosh is saying, oh, like my complaint about Vosh is that their non-binariness is too heavy-handed. Like, and that David isn't, or at least what's being done to David isn't heavy-handed. Also, I think like how many comments on there were like talking about the philosophical debate. Maybe talking about like how in philosophy and ethics classes that are like actually discussing, the issue, and that's great. But like when you actually look at the DLC itself, it feels like it is not a matter for debate. Like the game is trying to hammer in the idea of how evil it is, when it doesn't need to. Anyway, like I already ranted about that a little bit, but I've had time to like ruminate on it a little bit more in my brain, and the more I ruminate on that on Project Overlord, the more I think that like I think of ways to express like just how awful
He's
it
got a
is.
scent.
Anyway.
Follow the squawks.
I thought griffins were extinct.
We want the world to think that. It's why we're training in the middle of nowhere. Hassan, don't get too far ahead.
That felt like a no.
If he even listens, has a mind of his own.
Also, I feel that our current companions, Harding, is Harding here? I have to check in our wheel. I guess Harding was forced out of our party. So that's lovely. Like, wow. Actually. Wow. Like, we selected Harding to be in our party at the top of this mission. And he's just forced into the second slot, and Harding is forced out. I don't think we're given any indication that whatsoever. Although I think Harding was required to go on this mission, so we didn't really select her, per se. But we would have. We like having Harding with us. Anyway, Harding and Balar are, in my opinion at least, good representation wise as far as like neurodivergence. I'm not sure if I can quite pin down what forms of neurodivergence they are. Like they could be both. They could be like Valara could easily be like ADHD. Like she tends to ramble. Like I sometimes do, like rambling about David. Like just ramble about David. And for the record, I am going to be as critical as I can be about Bosch.
He spotted
Like,
something.
I'm not going to go easy on Bosch if I turn out to be, like, just a total douchebag that doesn't have much characterizations outside of being non-binary. And or having this kind of angst around their non-binary identity. I don't think I've ever felt that much angst over my gender identity. Granted, I never really had to deal with a great deal of dysphoria.
Those are definitely darkspawn.
Dead Darkspawn. These are part of the training.
Hassan was half right.
There's no time for half wrong. Hassan, we're looking for live Darkspawn.
He understands?
Not sure he understands anything but dinner. Keep on it, Hassan. They're around here somewhere.
I've heard stories of gender dysphoria and what it can do to people, and what it makes some people do to themselves when they're not properly cared for. And while I recall messing around with some things that I'm not sure if I really want to share. Like, I never tried anything that, like, quite as extreme as what some people have done. Anyway, we scoured the Weishaupt library and found nothing useful for training griffins. The archivist said all griffin texts were lost or destroyed over time, which means Remy and I are starting from scratch. We'll approach this like a falconer would, and hope griffin instincts are the same. Warden Lancet. And I think, like,
How do we get up
this
that?
probably goes.
The Griffins have been training for this sort of thing. Let's see if Hassan was paying attention.
Okay. It's a companion ability. Cool. Yeah. A thought that I've had recently is how I've always kind of, like, something that influenced me as a teen was watching Rama One Half. And that's kind of a good example for like my kind of fantasy. Like if I'm not sure if I'd want to turn into a girl every time I was doused with cold water. I mean, if that's the only way I could turn into a girl, then maybe. it would just be kind of weird on rainy days that, like, okay, I have to, like, just deal with that reality of, oh, like, I can destroy cacti, okay. What more shit I can break? Well, I'd much rather be able to shapeshift that well. And with that said, being a VTuber like this is the closest I can get to that. It's actually, like, part of the reason why I would kind of like to be able to invest in a motion capture rig, much like Philly Enhanced, because that could be kind of liberating in a way. Like, to just... Oh, a pallet of wood. Oh, this thing? Okay.
Hassan, hit that!
Wow, you teach him that?
No, Lancet and Remy did. They're the Griffin Whisperers.
So you're the bodyguard.
Griffins are the Warden's greatest legacy. Someone has to protect them. Hold up. There's... Let's get in there.
You know, I hate fighting these things.
That's why it's a job for professionals.
Really? Oh, okay. Really? Come on! Really trying to attack you from range.
Remy, where are you?
Huh. Oh?
Remy, where are you hurt?
Everywhere. A monster came out of nowhere. Darkspawn were following it. Lancet ran ahead.
It's back?
Davrin remember. A light touch. Hassan's still learning.
You're the trainer.
Not anymore.
We literally just
We
met
have
her.
to keep going. Let's get through here. Those two statues are the spare key. Line up the symbols.
What did you mean by it's back?
Something's stalking Grey Wardens. We call it the Gloom Howler. I'm hunting it. Started happening 7, 8 months ago. Darkspawn obey it. There's some kind of hold over them.
I need to face this shield. This shield? Yellow shield? Yep, okay. Well, we gotta check out what's over here.
Hassan, on me!
Is she the gal we met at the beginning of the quest? Or is she... I hope not. Oh, she
No
probably
time
is.
for hide and seek, Hassan. This is real.
Hassan! That's Elven for arrow.
Elby grows into it.
My funniest pressure or whatever the heck it is not as bad as it was yesterday. So I'm assuming it's not like a long term
More darkspawn
issue.
here.
Lancet's trying to stop the Gloom
It's
Howler.
still going, but it's
going
not,
after the other Griffins.
doesn't seem to increase
Wait,
the severity.
other Griffins?
Significant-
Whole family. Hassan's brothers and sisters.
She was the kind of fluctuate a little bit. Like in the morning, fortunately while I was working, it was practically non-existent.
The bridge is out.
And right
This
now
place
it's
is
kind
falling
of
apart. There's a ladder up there. That's our way through this. Good job.
Watch it, Rook! Darkspawn!
Make this quick. We have to get through here. Hassan can help with the fight.
Oh, that one's big. Watch out!
I see it. coming from the area. There's an elevator we can use to get up there.
Is it a shortcut later? Yep, okay. I'm not sure if I think Harding might be more ADD, perhaps. Not quite as hyperactive as Valara or myself. Like, he's spacey sometimes. Well, he's portrayed as somewhat spacey. And just generally adorable. Can we get up there? Apparently not. Even though it looks like we could literally like extend our arms and pull ourselves up there, but obviously we're not meant to. Where are you? I don't think we can get over there. Can we? Or is that where we came from? That might be where we came from. I'm pretty sure that's just where we came from. Yeah, we lifted the thing and did the thing and danced the thing and the other thing.
Never seen Darkspawn this bold. Not unless there's a blight.
There's a blight.
Okay, it's definitely an all-around,
The wardens told you this?
I told them. But your first warden doesn't want our help.
He's a stubborn one.
So why does the Gloom Howler want griffins anyway?
The real question's how it knows about them. Up until now, it only went after wardens. Now it shows up here with a rabble of Darkspawn? These griffins are a secret.
Now, here knows how to render rain. But big massive amounts of slowdown, but when we get to frickin'... Of course, that's a place with a lot of people in it too, so that's probably... That'd be the crowds that push it over the top. In Docktown?
Hi!
Keep moving. The area's not far.
Kind of weird that like we're still getting music when we're. Okay, that's not. That's just random doing. Ow! Let us loot!
That was the last one.
Okay, it wasn't debris. It was just
Damn it. It's
we had to
Lance.
clear all the enemies
I
before.
want this thing's head on a
Ah!
pike.
Got it all over myself. Why did I do that?
What is that?
Meet the Gloom Howler.
What is the?
Exploding darkspawn? What is this?
Like I said, this blight's different. Everything's wrong.
Chicken?
I can hear the other
Adjutant?
Griffins. Let's get in there.
Or the cyans, maybe? I don't know. Like, it looks like a lot like some of the Reaper enemies from. Hey, I got tentacles emerging from the ground. That's always pleasant. Huh?
More griffins?
We have to get them out of there.
Can't. Some kind of blood magic on these locks. It's okay, Highness. Calm down. You too, Rumtail. We'll come back for both of you.
Martian humans get jabbering.
Ready for follow-up.
Okay.
Heads up. We've got one more dark spot. Mean looking.
Not another ogre! Where? Where? Why? When? How? What? Great, we totally get covered in this stuff. Damn it.
Don't worry, Beak Tooth. We'll get you out.
Their blood is mine.
So it can talk.
I'll spill mine before that happens.
And I'll collect, Warden. On both of you.
No one needs to spill anyone's blood. We just want the Griffins.
They were never yours. Mortal threats are a dull blade.
Cue Forrest Gump theme. I care how it goes.
There are only 13 Griffins alive in Thetis. That monster just took 12 of them.
What if we could help
He's
get
a
them back?
ranger?
I'd ask, what's the catch?
I need a monster hunter. For the Blight to end all blights.
The first warden agreed to this?
I don't need permission to save the world.
I do. Usually.
These are unusual times.
Well, you did save Hassan back there, so you're no lightweight. And if you can help get the other Griffins back...
He likes the idea.
He's hoping you brought food. All right. Come on, Hassan. Let's get to know our new friends.
It'll be our house for this evening. Unfortunately, you cannot shapeshift into a bear, so you will not be sleeping on him. It's a Grey Warden. A time the team met Davern and the young Griffin, Hassan. But disaster struck with a terrifying monster, the Gloom Howler, stormed the Griffin, Irie, and kidnapped Hassan's brothers and sisters. Davern agreed to join the team on the condition that they continue to hunt the Gloom Howler and rescue the missing Griffin. That is not a sustainable population, you know. Like, if they're not actually literally siblings, they're probably gonna die to inbreeding in a few generations. Okay, so we're just not going to address the husband
So this is where you live, huh? In the Fade?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's cozy. And the gods can't find us here.
Right. Never going to get used to that.
We'll find you and Hassan a nice... What's wrong?
Everything's wrong. Treviso and Minrathis are both under attack.
Blighted dragons. 2 of them. 1 for each city.
Damn it! So the dragon at Demeter's Crossing wasn't the only one.
You got back just in time.
Any sign of the gods? 2 dragons at once can't be a coincidence.
I'm telling
If
you,
it
we're
is, the
forced
Shadow
to
Dragons
continue
and
the
the
plot.
Crows didn't say anything about it.
Last time you saw the dragon, the gods were nearby, no? They'll be lurking somewhere. Treviso's a merchant city. It has no defenses, and the canals run everywhere. If we don't stop that dragon, people will die. Innocent people. Our people. They either die right away from the dragon, or slowly after, from blight in the water. We need to go to Treviso.
And leave Minrathis to burn?
Nev.
The Shadow Dragons will fight, right to the end of it. But we're the only ones keeping the Venatori in check. And if we fail,
the Venatori will take advantage. They'll make a push for the throne and hand the gods the entire Tevinter Empire.
Is there any chance that we can hit...
Damn it! There's no time! I need to go home.
Of course, we
I
have to make
need
it
to be
efficient.
in Minrathous.
And I must go to Treviso. Go where you feel you must, Rook. We cannot wait.
What's our move, Rook?
It's been Rampus like where we were. I mean, we like Niv a little bit more than we like. But also that's the city that has a lot of performance issues. Like, are performance issues going to frickin' affect our decision? I mean, Treviso is kind of home for us, like role-playing wise. I mean, Rampus is the one where dang it. Is Docktown in Rampus? Also, this would probably be a negative, in my opinion, to interaction. Like, it's a problem in Mass Effect 2. It's a problem here. Having there be untelegraphed points of no return is always a negative for me. Okay, yeah. Docktown is Bin Rampus. I did hate the fact that performance issues are causing us to potentially pay for Treviso over Bin Rampus. I mean, I don't know, the only reason why we go after Bin Rampus over Treviso. Okay, it is because of we find them to be more attractive than Lucanus. But we also like our backstory compels us to help the crows, even though like we were kind of a little bit cut out from the crows, just a tad. Like they are kind of our family. At the end of the day, and civilians. A Venatori coup is unfortunate, but it can be dealt with later. Potentially. And we're protecting, we're protecting civilians, we're protecting people Like, Tevinter has a lot of messed up stuff, if I remember correctly. Like, their culture has a lot of issues. I think like slavery is maybe part of it. I can't remember. There's a lot of, I think, classism and stuff in Tevinter, so... Oh, we're gonna go
We help
Treviso.
Lucanus and
Both for
Treviso.
pharmacy issues.
We have to trust that the Shadow Dragons can take care of things in Minrathous.
That said, 2 of you should join Nev there. See if you can help.
And we'll head to Treviso.
Understood.
Let's all try to make it through this alive, alright?
Okay, so we're required to bring Lucanus with us. Yeah, I figured that's going to be like the two characters I know for sure I'm going to romance are Bellara and Harding. Whether or not this locks us out of a potential romance with Nev, I'm not sure I care that much.
Listen, the dragon! The Antam brought it here somehow.
They're fighting crows and saying the dragon will break our meaningless resistance.
Bastards!
Possibly kind of like the Antivan accent better. That's jumping.
No, no! What's it done to my city?
Please,
Yeah.
someone has to stop it.
It's kind of cool that we can have personal stakes.
It fights for us! Its flying is for the Antar! That beast in the sky will take this city for the Antar! All you will be is dust!
That dragon isn't slowing down. We need to kill it.
Yeah, fight a frickin' dragon!
Brooke, over here! Taya! It's alright.
Tell it to go foosh itself!
Rook, good. We could use another crow.
Even though killing dragons is not exactly our specialty.
Time to learn.
Where the dragon attacks, the Antam soon follow.
It is strong and fast. You must get its attention, then lure it onto the ground.
We'll figure out a way.
Drop your courage. We will need it.
Okay, interesting.
Despair, ignorance, mortal confusion. Yet this city offers nothing better than a pawn of the Dread Wolf.
Gillenade!
Your patron could not stand against us ages past. He will not help you now. Give us the Dread Wolf's dagger.
Come get it.
Retrieve the knife and whatever else remains of these mortals.
Ranged incoming.
Oh, okay. Maybe better we keep our distance. Have healing? I didn't see mine. Potion? Potion!
Hitting us from range. Now's our chance.
Can we work on leveling our character up? Quick. Oh, skill can't be changed. Screw you! Hey, what the hell?
That is enough! We have urgent need of your strength elsewhere. Come, return to me!
It's going!
We did it. Sort of.
You fought it off.
If Gillenade hadn't called it away...
It's more important that it stopped attacking the city.
Everyone with a home that still stands will agree.
That thing was tough. It'll be hard to put down for good.
What happened to Treviso would have been worse if you hadn't arrived when you did. I cannot imagine how much worse.
What about Minrathis? And Nev? Maybe there's still time to help.
Let's go.
Oh, blood, older oaths. Blighted been rampant.
We're here. What's the situation?
Look around. I don't know where to start. Treviso's all right. Lucanus?
We stopped the worst of it, even if we couldn't kill the dragon.
The Venatori had a clear shot at the palace while we faced a dragon we could barely hurt. The Viper drew it away from a safe house and took a claw to the gut as thanks. A healer could fix the wound, but the blight's already in him.
I know of magic that
Not
will
Matt
slow the
Mercer!
corruption. That'll give me some time.
This is all you. The risen gods, the blight, the dragon. Now the city's lost to the Venatori.
Rook isn't to blame. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Tension's a little high. You should go for now. I need to be here a while. See to things.
After coming face to face with Gillian herself, the team drove away the bloody dragon in Treviso. The Connors and the Crows are grateful about intervention the monster speaks with a blight in the canal. Treviso's salvation has come at a cost. Without additional aid, the Shadow Dragons were overwhelmed, helpless as the dragon in Rapids tore their city apart. There's more physical damage stagger. It's the clear upgrade.
Blighted dragons. Darkspawn obeying the Venatori. Maybe Solus will know something.
We're almost at level 20. Almost want to, like, bank our skill points for when we unlock the, extra tree. Gotta check out our future girlfriends. If we can. Another little hovel. Check the map. Where's the fun in that? Oh, there she is.
Look at all those green leaves. You've really brought this place to life.
Amazing what a little weeding and water can do. They're growing so fast, too. Even the ones I haven't tended. Maybe they just needed someone to remind them?
This is how you remind me.
What? You're hungry? I found a yam in the kitchen. Stubborn just means you'll starve.
Trouble settling in?
Doing the best I can. My job was to keep the Griffins safe, not fix their dinner.
I meant Asan.
Oh. I guess we're both adjusting.
Then where did Asan and the others come from?
Way I heard it, someone found a journal a few years back that mentioned a secret clutch of eggs. They'd been hidden for centuries, protected by a ward. Started hatching and out came 13 talkative griffins. Now,
so
they
are
just one.
Well, That's complicated. Or
What's the history
problematic.
between Grey Wardens and Griffins?
Back in the day, Grey Wardens raised them as aerial cavalry. When a blight got going, Wardens rode them into battle. Eventually, war took its toll. They died out.
Well, a confused Griffin should fit right in around here.
Appreciate it. There's no training manual for them anymore.
I guess we'll figure it out together.
Griffins don't trust easily. Lancet and Remy had to work to win them over. They said a Warden and a Griffin have to move as one. Think as one. They call it Turlum. Sort of unity. But now, they're both dead.
Why'd the Gloom Howler attack the Eyrie?
I intend to find out. First it stalks Wardens. Now it's after the Griffins.
Don't worry. You and I have a deal. We'll find them.
Appreciate that. Though it sounds like you've got your hands full around here.
Just a tad.
Elgernon and Gillenane. Hard to believe.
Our very own elven gods are ending the world.
That'll endear us to the rest of Thedas. But I have to say, killing a monster is one thing. Taking down the goddess of all monsters and the god of vengeance while you're at it?
I know. Our problem around here is we think too small.
Okay then. Good to know the boss can laugh about it.
Not really. But dwelling on things won't help.
What? I told you. It's yams or nothing.
Or maybe you need a new menu.
He's got the most comfortable bed of all of them. Oh, no, but probably still has been reconciled.
An underwater prison? That's still pretty amazing.
Amazing? I suppose it is. Do you think the elves made it? It didn't seem to winter.
I think so. I wonder what it was built for. Originally, I mean.
Whatever it was meant for, it's a pit of misery now.
Right.
Hey, babe. Me, Belle. Belle, babe. Check upstairs, okay.
Don't panic. Things always seem impossible. Just fight one battle at a time.
When last we spoke, you intended to assault the cruel and the corrupt, in hopes of finding servants of Elganan and Gillenane. Has your search been successful?
You could say that. It looks like both the Venatori and the Antam are working for Elganan and Gillenane.
Unsurprising. The Venatori want magical secrets, and the Antam want to destroy anyone opposing their brutal expansion. Both will readily bow to anyone who promises them power.
And they're using that power to hurt a lot of people. The Antam and the Venatori both have dragons doing their bidding.
Dragons? That is worse than I had feared.
Yeah. We drove off the one the Antam brought to Treviso. Barely.
Have you determined how the dragons are being directed? If it is blood magic, it may be possible to disrupt their control.
The dragons were blighted. We think that's what let the gods control them.
The Blight. Of course.
The Blight seems to be the gods' favored tool right now. We ran into Venatori who could control Darkspawn.
Elganan would not bestow such power unless the Darkspawn were to serve as the main force of his army. And I suspect Gillenane will see the Darkspawn as new subjects for her modifications.
We've already run into a few Darkspawn nobody has seen before. That's in addition to the blighted dragons.
That is the fate Elganan and Gillenane planned for this world then. Corruption and blighted slavery.
Right. Everyone should be free and uncorrupted when your demons and raw magic kill them.
Do you truly believe my goal was to destroy this world?
I believe your goal, like you said, was to transfer the gods to a better prison. The one you're stuck in now. And you were willing to tear down the Veil and destroy this world while you did so.
The Veil is a wound I cut into the Fade in a moment of desperation, while making their prison. It should not exist. I had a host of spirits ready to help when the Veil fell. They would have minimized the loss of life.
We thought you were just bringing the Veil down to destroy everything. If we'd known...
Thousands would still have perished. Varric would never have agreed to such a plan.
Why would you agree to it?
The world is broken because of my past choices. It falls to me to heal it. Even if that healing comes with a cost.
Spoken like a god.
I am not a god. I am as I have always been. A man. All too aware of his failings. But equally aware that if he did not act, accepting the judgment it would bring, all would be lost. They call me the Dread Wolf. What will they call you when this is over?
Machine. Wait, that's already taken.
I'm going to stop the gods my way, without getting thousands of innocent people killed.
Confidence. Certainty that you can do better. I believe I can work with that. If the gods are using dragons, you will wish to find someone trained to fight them. Have you unlocked the Lighthouse Illuvian?
Yes, we found the crossroads. It's still confusing, though.
I cannot help you from in here. You may need to find an expert in the magic of the Fade. And if the Darkspawn are to be Elganon's army, you will need Grey Wardens to fight them.
I've got a few of them. Their leaders don't trust me right now, though.
I have faith in you, Rook. You seem to have a knack for gaining the cooperation of your adversaries.
So this elven god thinks we need a dragon hunter and a Fade expert.
He's right, about the dragon hunter at least. The Shadow Dragons did all they could. The dragon was just too much. The moment the dust settled, the Venatori rushed in. Guess they knew it was coming. Nev's staying for now. She said she'll be back soon. But at least you took care of yours.
We heard it, but didn't kill it. The dragon flew off before we could put it down.
Treviso could have used a dragon hunter. That much is true.
Then we find one. Next time a blighted dragon comes calling, it'll be the last time it comes calling.
We should not forget the second dragon in Minrathos. We ought to see what we can do to help. However, there is no telling how long Nev will be helping the Shadow Dragons with the aftermath.
Hey, let's not get stuck in our regrets, all right?
Hang on a minute. Not only have you retained the services of a demon assassin, you're also taking advice from the elven god who attempted to tear down the veil.
Spite is my problem.
That's what they always say. Rook, Lucanus is one thing, but do you really trust this Solus?
Trust is such a strong word, you know?
So you don't trust him? All right then.
So a Fade expert and a dragon hunter. I'll ask around about dragon hunters and see what turns up. Come talk to me in a bit.
And I've been corresponding with someone about the lighthouse's reverberative oscillations and the resulting dimensional peculiarities. Oh, sorry. Not relevant. I'll get a message through to a Fade expert immediately.
I love listening to you make your own babble.
All right, we all know what to do.
Magic
Let's
babble?
get going.
Magic babble. We'll call it magic babble. As long as Harding and Ballard approve. But which one is the one that is perpetually non-binary? Harding a little closer? Or are they in different spots than they usually are? Well, we were in there, so... Okay.
Okay, Balara, what's your lead on getting us a Fade expert for the team?
Good evening.
Greetings.
Rook! So, we need a Fade expert. I've been writing to a senior mage who fits the part. But right now, he's on an expedition, so I reached out to his colleagues to find him. This is Lady Myrna and Vorgoth. They're necromancers. Mournwatch ones, I mean.
Your friend's request for a Fade expert was urgent. How darksome are things outside Navarra?
About 6?
I see. Balara's correspondent is Professor Emmerich Volkarin, a Fade expert and powerful psychagog.
Where can I find him?
The professor is currently delving the shrouded halls in the Grand Necropolis. We will grant you passage to look for him. Where the dead. Lately they grow restless.
I'm guessing the Dragon Hunter is the non-binary one.
So I put the word out for dragon hunters, and I've heard back about someone who might work. It's a woman named Tosh from a group of Ravani treasure hunters called the Lords of Fortune.
Sounds promising.
An agent for the
They're
Lords
not a
said
woman.
that Tosh is working on a mission for them along the Ravane coast. If we help her, she'll be free to join us and fight any blighted dragons the gods throw our way.
What do you know about what's going on in Ravane right now?
Not much more than you do. Varric and I never went there while hunting Solus. The Kunari were on pretty good terms with Ravane, but that was before the Antam military broke away from the rest of the Kun. I wouldn't be surprised if the Antam invaded Ravane like they did Treviso and Eastern Tevinter.
All right, guess we'll be ready. Thanks for finding a contact. There can't be that many professional dragon hunters around.
Time to find out if the crossroads can get us to an alluvion in that area. We'll head out whenever you're ready.
It seems a little weird that, like, I think there is like a certain Kunari acceptance for trans people, or at least Iron Bull was very accepting of a trans man in his little group.
Rook, I was thinking of taking Hassan for a walk. He could use the exercise. Chance to stretch his wings. Thought you'd like to come along.
The crows cannot thank you enough. I cannot. Treviso stands. But Minrathos, it should not have been a trade.
Recruit a fight expert or a dragon hunter. We can't do both. I mean, I know we have to do them one at a time at least, but we have 5 points available. How many different when you I don't know how many points we need to unlock a specialization if it requires more than one. If it goes anything like we normally do, it will take one. So it's like 1, 2, 3. And there's a ton of points it can assign into this. Although we can see like what we want to do. A murder of crows. 1,000 cuts. There's upgrades for it will save everything else. Veil Ranger also sounds kind of good, but I don't know. I think we could only do one specialization per playthrough, or at least I imagine so. Yeah, we need to. So we walked out of Nev, the companion quest, because we're stupid and dumb and we hate ourselves. Maybe we'll take Carding since she's the one who recommended this to us.
Hey. Hi, I'm Rook. I'm very much hoping you're Tosh.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
The Lords want to hit a cave on the coastal cliffs. Big Vincimer makes her lair there. We get her out, the Lords get in, we go home and get drunk. Might be more on Tom. Don't get in my way.
I've got a good feeling about her. So, what's the plan, exactly?
We need to lure the Vincimer out of her lair. I set bait, She comes out to eat. My partners loot the lair while she's out here. We'll find the bait on the beach.
You said the dragon we're dealing with was a Vinsomer?
Yeah. Blue with a yellow belly. Breathes lightning.
Oh, one that breathes lightning? I've heard
The reason you want Hardy with
We're not fighting. Lords just want the horde in her lair.
I'm currently able to use that. Hey. Great. Why introduce the mechanic if I introduce you to the mechanic? Oh, butterfly. That's somehow causing slowdown. These aren't circles. Okay. Oh, good to know. Okay, gotta get started by some shading. More shading. That's just like.
On Tom ahead. Be ready. They go hard. Watch yourself. They have Gatlock cannons. Eat shit. This is not your land.
Right there. Who's shooting? Hey, by the shooting. Like the other. This is quite Veilguard. We actually had to have a proper path to the end. Still.
Come on. You're not bigger than me.
So you've got no problem fighting other Kunari?
I'm from Ravain. Not like I follow the Qun.
You've got the arm ropes.
Sure. I wear a lot of stuff. You don't get to tell me who I am. Doesn't matter anyway. The Antom don't follow the Qun either. Not anymore.
So what made you want to work with us?
I don't.
I thought you wanted us here to help you.
No.
More damage, less stagger. No additional abilities. You know how to make an intro.
We're not fighting the dragon?
No. Vincimers eat big game, usually sea life. They're not hostile unless you do something stupid.
Like poke around in its lair?
Right. So we lure her out, then the lords go in and grab anything shiny.
But you do kill dragons, right? You're a dragon hunter.
I kill them when they need killing. This one doesn't.
That's fine. Cheating! No, backward. Grab some more water. Open my water.
All right, beach is up ahead.
Right. You said we'd find bait here?
Bait'll find us. Come on.
How is the bait gonna find us?
Ah!
Look, deep stalkers!
Knew they'd find us.
The deep stalkers are the bait?
Yup.
Why are you making me feel sorry for them?
Quite a few
Why
of
are we
them.
killing the bait?
Dragons have big stomachs.
Tosh for the win! That one's big. Watch out.
That's their pack leader. Take her down.
Far away.
You did it, Tosh!
Yeah.
Think that's the last of them. Now what?
Now I get the fire going and make our dragon dinner.
Oh, okay.
Good. She'll like it. And this potion will put her to sleep for a few hours. But we gotta get her attention. Use the horn up there. Come on, she'll be here soon.
Cheating.
So we held up our end of the bargain?
You did okay. So
They charge your ultimate.
Right now, we're trying to take down evil god monsters and their blighted dragons.
What? That can't be right. Dragons don't get blighted. They're smart enough to avoid that crap.
However it's happening, the gods are using the blight to force dragons to attack people.
That's messed up. Somebody needs to stop them.
Ah, so you're invested now. Good to know. I'm kind of liking Bosch. There's got some bow energy, maybe a little bit.
Toss curry.
Where are we headed?
That old Grey Warden fort. Anton might be there. I want to see what they're doing. If it's anything the Lords of Fortune need to worry about.
She responds to the horn?
This time.
You've fed her before then?
Took a while to get her used to it.
It sounds like you've got her trained.
You train a dog. You reach an understanding with a dragon.
I need to know if I know that voice. I'm assuming voice actress. I thought I'd look for Bosch voice actor just in case the voice actor is non-binary. That's Dragon Age. There's lots of characters named Bosch. Jin Malley. Apparently she's in one of the Star Trek shows. Modern Trek shows. At least from the cinematography, I think I'm assuming it's the modern one. Suddenly we have Bosch and now we're able to kick doors in. Is there anything else this thing? Hunt for shitty things. Go! Day 1, clear weather, warm and humid. Found more traces of gold in the lower streams. Tomorrow we'll attempt to climb to upper cliffs, so a major load may be near. I've seen our time again, but it's easy enough to avoid.
Vincimers are clumsy on land, better in the water. They cut the surface like a knife.
They swim?
They dive down after prey like a giant bird. Sometimes they stun schools of fish with their lightning. Gulp them all down in a single bite.
Day 5, clear weather, gusting wind. Tried to scale the cliffs along above the bridge, but I fell and I think something broke. An on-time patrol may have spotted me too. I'm gonna find a place to hide until I can get back to my camp. Listening journal. Don't tell me right outside it. They find me, tell. And there's 2 seconds plus 2 left. Thanks.
That was close. Maybe too close.
Letting us know she sees us. Might also be her way of saying thanks for the food.
So long and thanks for all the fish.
Someone built an entire fortress and then left it empty?
This used to be a big Grey Warden outpost.
Thought
They left
changing.
after the
There you go.
Darkspawn stopped.
I think for new items, shadings are, well, I guess they're kind of self-explanatory when we talk about them. The origin of the term is I was running a Pathfinder campaign, and like the opening mission, well, a modified Pathfinder camp as a GM. And I was using like my own setting where goblins have like their kind of own kind of cockney rhyming slang way of speaking, and like they're going through. One of the goblins was going through a chest of items, trying to like that could potentially be used to reward the players for doing a particular quest. So I wrote all the dialogue in advance, just because of the nature of it, because it's very like purposefully written a particular way. And so, as the goblin's digging for the trick, it's like shiny dings, more shiny dings. It's shiny dings means shiny things. So like jewels, gold. So, like shiny ding, and like when they emptied out the chest, they said, "Ah!" Shitty dings, more shitty dings than air. So, like, shitty dings refers to... Well, this technically kind of qualifies as a shitty ding. Even though it's nothing collectible, technically. Like anything that kind of sparkles to, like, grab the player's attention. I think it pertains more to collectibles than this. What are we supposed to make these guys face? It's a puzzle for later. Otherwise, it's a complete trial and error.
Yep, that's the on-tom.
Let's check inside the fort. I want to see what they're doing.
think at one point I actually wrote a goblin version of Hamlet's soliloquy. It's like a combination of words that like rhyme with words in English, with the actual words in language. Words with double meaning. Sometimes they'll say the opposite word.
Shit. More on Tom.
I can't think of the exact example.
You're not even supposed to be here.
Wasn't even supposed to be here today!
They're at range. Watch your eyes. Weak dust people? I'll show you weak dust people! End it quick!
Come on. Let's keep looking.
I don't know what the exact term. I don't think he said it
So
now.
the Antom took over the outpost after the Grey Wardens abandoned it?
Yeah. Ravane and the Canary were at peace forever. Then the Antom broke away from the Qun and invaded. But Canary builders are part of a different caste. They didn't break away. So the Antom take over old forts like this instead of building their own.
I can't think of an example right away. I need to look at the actual term to get examples of it. Term words that sound the same. Homophones. Or homonome. Or homonyms. I think antonym meaning. Yeah, antonym. So basically, it is an antonym of a hominin. It is what they'll say. So the antonym of a homonym. So like if they're trying to say the word two, as in like two things, they might just say from instead of two. One from three. Like maybe like something like that. They're counting and they say one from three. Or one from freed. Although they probably would spell it like one is in lost from freed. So on the count of freed, lost from freed. Yeah, that's probably the best example of how crazy my concept for goblin speak is. Because it's really just crazy, borderline nonsensical wordplay. The only problem is that it's difficult to improvise because, like, I can write it pretty quickly, but like I have to write it. I have to write it out because otherwise it's like I don't know how to. That's the only tricky part of it. And what's I mean, but most interesting thing about the goblin speak is that for all intents and purposes, it's not necessarily a language of this stuff. It's possible to understand, but you have to be like a little, like they worship one of the gods of bed. So, like if you are a worshiper of the god of like there's fanning and dementia whole thing, basically like mania and dementia it's very much inspired by Shadowgora. But there's separate deities for each of the halves of the Shivering Isles. And so the goblins worship the goddess of positive madness, which is just kind of silliness and being weird and just embracing one's own weirdness. Yeah, but one of the benefits of worshiping Manny is that you can effectively understand goblin speak. Because you're just a little weird yourself and can pick apart what they're trying to say. But yeah, like, there's no necessarily, there isn't, I mean, I could construct a dictionary for goblin speak, but generally, like, it's almost like there could be different dialects between, like, one tribe of goblins and the other because they just have come up with their own way of saying different words. Anyway. Instructions are unchanged. Use that to bring the dragon from the sky, and the grapples to tie it down. Do this and win the glory for the Antom.
Grapples, nets.
Great.
The Antom are going after the Vincimer.
Is that bad? She can deal with that, right?
Not after I drugged her. Come on. They've been watching. They knew I drug her to make her sleep. Assholes!
I might remember her character. She might be from Star Trek Discovery, so I think on when she was introduced. Or they were introduced. Oh, now you talk about how to break a kill thing. How many enemies have we fought that have a shield stand? Why can't we break these barrels? Let me break the barrel! I can't break the barrel. Oh no! I'm going to go insane. Let's break all barrels. I'm fine now. I have reached the acceptance phase of my grieving. Other journal page. Orders came down today. We're abandoning the fortress. No more darkspawn. Too expensive to maintain. Can't believe it. Worse, Tops was reassigned to bloody Ferelden, and now I'm being sent to Weishaupt. Weishaupt. I don't know what I'll do without them. I've been tops and mill since joining Bloody Hell, Bloody Ferelden. Are we ever going to return to Ferelden in any meaningful capacity? Judging by the map, I'm thinking no. And assuming Ferelden is in the south. Like, it's kind of weird for, like, the final installment of... what's being touted as the final installment of the Dragon Age saga to be, dang it. Why even give us things that we could use Bosch for without Bosch being able to use them?
Come on!
Finish it!
That the last of them?
Ah. Well, there's another potion had anything. Oh, there's one over there too, so. Got that. Get up there? Dang it. I am just... Our ultimate is full. Whee! Wahoo!
They haven't seen us yet. We can run.
Hey!
They have their own idea for how to deal.
I brought her down. She's mine by right.
Makara.
Mara Namra Benari Bala! Atash Martarost! Asit Tarala! Kuto!
Doing the man. Whoa! Okay.
Tarala! Come on!
Better be ready.
There we go. Finally got to use it.
They've got us at range!
Sorry.
So, you breathed fire?
Yeah. But... how?
Were we supposed to know this? Because I don't remember you mentioning it.
We can talk later.
Now we have to go back through the entire level.
I'll burn the chains off the dragon.
Does she know we're trying to help?
No, she's pissed.
We don't have to fight her, do we?
We can run. I don't think she'll chase us.
Oh, shooting! Ah, shit. Shitty dings. Break crate. Don't care if crates explode.
As one dragon flew off, now safe to finish its nap, uninterrupted, another was about to wake up. The surviving Antam poachers carried news of a fire-breathing Kunari back to their leader. Tosh and the team would soon find themselves being hunted by the Dragon King.
Wonderfully done, Tash. While you played with the big scary dragon, we looted the shiny stuff from her cave. So, Rook, Varric's talked about you. I see he wasn't making shit up this time. They call me Isabella, among other things.
What did you find in the cave?
A lot of dragon shit, gold, some fancy trinkets, and this.
If it puts a smile on your face, that's good enough for me.
Oh, it does.
Thank you for all your efforts. This is just as I had hoped.
Rook, this is Shathan. She's our expert on Kunari artifacts.
This piece predates the Steel Age by centuries. It comes from an earlier attempt at settlement. One that left no survivors. You used your fire.
What? No.
Were you seen by the Antam? You promised you would be careful, Evatosh. You need to be away for a while. It is good you are joining Rook's team.
I'm what?
Wait, were you not aware of this? Our contact here said you'd agreed to join us.
Didn't Shathan... I thought you and your mother had agreed on this.
Nope.
Whoops. Well, you'll work it out. You always do. For gold and glory, Tash. You're welcome back whenever. Rook, pleasure doing business with you.
Mother, what did you do?
I thought you would enjoy the chance to work with Rook's team. Do you not wish to stop these blighted dragons?
Of course I do. I might have decided to join on my own. Maybe after you talked to me.
I talked to you about not using your fire in front of the Antam. I will prepare potions for you to take. Would you prefer ginger or lavender?
The ginger.
Hassam Vinek. Rook, you will keep her safe.
Well, it must be nice to have your mother so involved in your life. Anyway, welcome to the team. Might not be what you wanted, but we could really use the help.
I'll get my stuff. Hey. It is.
Sorry?
Joining your team. It is what I wanted.
Glad to hear it.
I imagine you'd put up a fight if it wasn't. At least more of a fight. Tasha, Cornari Dragon Hunter, lured a dragon from its lair with the team's help that her fellow lords of fortune could steal its treasure. An on-top approacher tried to take the drugged sleeping dragon. Tosh defended it and revealed her ability to breathe fire. As Tosh joined the team and the surviving Anton fled back to their leader, the Dragon King, with word of the fire-breathing treasure. Probably doing side quest.
Usually have to dodge traps and fight spiders to see this much old elven stuff. Talk to Isabella if you want to sell any of it. She'll get you a good deal.
Spoken like a veteran treasure hunter.
Yep. For gold and glory. The lords make runs no one else can. Isabella's undies would catch fire if she saw all this.
So why do the Lords of Fortune care enough about dragons to have a dedicated dragon hunter?
Lots of great old crap ends up in dragon hordes.
Why do dragons care about gathering treasure? It's not like they go to the market.
Dragons like metals and gems. Anything glittery catches their eye.
So they're like really large magpies.
Kinda. And they live for centuries. Lots of time to gather a bunch of shiny crap. Plus all the gear carried by idiots who thought they could kill a dragon.
Bet you deal with a lot of nasty traps during those treasure hunts.
Yep.
What's the most complicated one you've dealt with?
Old elven armory. Had letters on tiles. Probably supposed to spell out the name of a god or something.
Probably?
I don't read elven. Found handholds in the ceiling and swung across.
That sounds more like a puzzle than a trap.
Ugh. Puzzles.
I cheated puzzle.
You've got the right idea. Going across the ceiling. Varric and I ran into an old elven puzzle once while hunting for Solus. There were these talking statues.
Riddles?
One only lied, one only told the truth, I think.
Ugh. What'd you do?
Varric gave them an autographed copy of his book. Turns out he's really popular in the Fade.
Nice.
I'd appreciate it if you avoided fencing any of the elven artifacts, unless Bellara tells you it's okay.
Don't worry about that. The Lords of Fortune aren't thieves.
As a crow, I'm not the moral authority here. But if some lords don't think like you...
Nah. Anything we hunt is salvage. Old forgotten ruins and crap. And we make sure we're not screwing over a culture that lost it. That's what my mother does with the Kunari stuff.
So your mother appraises Kunari artifacts the Lords of Fortune find?
Yeah. She tells them how rare something is. How much it might be worth. Also tells them if they found something cultural.
Cultural?
You know, important. Stuff you don't want going to some rich noble's collection. The lords send that stuff back to the Kunari in Parvalin. They pay the lords a finder's fee.
Interesting. The lords do all this out of the goodness of their hearts?
We do get paid. Name another job where you get danger pay for killing giant spiders.
Right, right. For gold and glory.
The lords are good people. They helped my mother when she came here from Kantar. She got here with nothing but me and the clothes on her back. Only skill she had was Kanari history. The lords gave her work.
How does the Ravani Royal Guard feel about the Lords of Fortune?
They used to complain about us. But that was before the Antam invaded Ravane.
And now Ravane sees the benefits of having a bunch of heavily armed people on their side.
Same for the Pirate Armada. It's bigger than Ravane's official navy. But we're also helping save old artifacts. The Antam are burning ruins as they move south. We get artifacts out before the Antam destroy them. Magical stuff. Cultural stuff. Stuff you don't want to lose.
We should do this again. Grab a drink, share our tallest tales.
Okay, I was gonna go back to Ravane later. Got a thing to do for my mother. You can come along, if you want.
Do I need to be ready for combat? Or traps?
Nah.
Alright, just let me know when.
I still don't get the hate. Like, they're okay. They're doing, like for all the rumors that they shove their non-binariness in our face. Like, we've... like, they... Okay, well, there's some... chance that we'll... Like... The game's taking its sweet time, like, letting her tell us that they're non-binary. You're also the first character that we might be inclined to romance. I mean, yeah, maybe. I'm not sure if it would be a romantic type of relationship. Like, she's more our physical type than romantic type. I'm not sure if we're going to be allowed to roleplay it that way, or roleplay it at all, because she's kind of disapproved of a lot of things that we've been doing. And I think, I imagine that us not going for her hometown could potentially be the straw that breaks the camel's back. So, hey Tosh, we've been trying to get supplies, the Crows in Treviso, but the Crows who are supposed to pick up the supplies here, Ravane never reported it. You and your fancy friends have a time, could you check it out? The start point was over on the coast. For Golden Glory, it's above. As far as Tasha's physicality, it's kind of just a weird thing in terms of attraction for me, personally. So I feel a little weird about it just because it's a difficult thing to navigate socially, I suppose. But when it comes to non-binary, the prospect of dating a non-binary person, I would lean more towards AFABs than AMABs. Just because I'm attracted to the feminine. I'm attracted to the curves. And I guess it would be up to, like, whatever... Like, if I were to date a... at least feminine-ish... Relatively feminine? I don't know. non-binary person, there would have to be there would obviously have to be an understanding that between us that I am attracted to their feminine features, and they would have to be okay with that, obviously. Because if they're not okay with that, then that could be a deal breaker.
Hey, you heard of the Hall of Valor? It's a fighting arena with the lords.
Interesting.
Just tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, for the record, I would also, I would probably be attracted to their entire personality. I mean, I think I'd have to be in order to continue dating them, so, you know. New exploration level. Unlock the Hall of Valor, new exploration. The regular. Okay, we still don't know that they're non-binary. I mean, it's kind of like the only reason I know that they're non-binary is because so many people have made a big stink about it. So for all we know, they're just butch. And I don't mind butch. We haven't unlocked any other decor styles. Be good to go out of their way to buy them. I think we're gonna mark the companion quest. Although we should try. Are you talking? Okay, we'll still mark the quest. Did I say Bosch? I meant Tosh. Whatever. This is another. That's what we're just. It isn't what we're doing. We just. Just knowing that one dude was like kind of in here. Maybe they're on the balcony. I don't expect them to be a place that could potentially be locked out, but. It'll be interesting if we could actually.
She didn't deserve what happened to her city. None of the Shadow Dragons in Mirathas did. Not that it would have been any better in Treviso. Sometimes there's just no good choice, right?
They're just different flavors of bad. It's interesting to see like just how much we get to explore those issues to some extent with Tosh.
Did I see you writing a message to the Inquisition? What's that about?
You know, Varric and I were part of the Inquisition, right? I'm trying to get news about the South. But Charter hasn't replied to any of my messages. I'm trying not to worry about what's happening there, but... No, it's probably fine. Charter's just busy. She's always busy.
Charter? Who's that?
She's the Inquisition's spy master. Well, no. I guess now that the Inquisition answers to the Chantry, that makes her Divine Victoria's spy master.
I haven't heard much about the Inquisition in years.
Oh, that's intentional. When the breach was open, we needed a large group to stop Southern Thedas from falling into chaos. It's changed in the years since. We're a smaller force working underground to keep an eye on things going on in the world.
Why isn't she here? We could use a hand.
Charter entrusted the search for Solus to Varric, to us. The world's large and she's got many things to deal with.
So how long were you with the Inquisition? 10 years?
Something like that. Why?
You must know the Inquisitor.
Well, yeah, we worked together. I wasn't part of the Inquisitor's inner circle, though. I spent more time with the ordinary people, the ones you didn't hear about.
And the Inquisitor's advisors? What about them?
Of all of them, I'd say Josephine is my favorite. She's lovely. She still sends me a box of handmade sweets from Val Royeaux every year on my name day. Cullen and I got along too, but he was always busy. He would have bad days from lyrium withdrawal sometimes, and I would share the tea that my ma sent. He's from Ferelden too. Maybe it reminded him of home.
What about Leliana? I heard she's intense.
I think she likes to cultivate that reputation. She's not nearly as terrifying as she sounds. Oh, I passed her in the Great Hall one day, and she suddenly turned and asked me if I wanted a nug.
A nug? Those small pink rodent things? What for?
She loved them and made a hobby of breeding them as pets.
So did you take the nug?
No! What am I gonna do with a nug?
But you did know people from the Inquisitor's inner circle, didn't you?
I knew them, sure, but those early days, all I wanted was to prove myself and not get in anyone's way. Some of them were more approachable than others. Sarah was a puppy with a new toy. 100 new toys. Fun, if you can handle the mess. She was really the only one who could make Rainier, well, Blackwall then, let down his guard. Otherwise, he kept to himself and stuck to the stables. We'd talk when I visited the horses. And there was Cole, of course.
The spirit boy?
Yep. I was just sitting on the walls one day, and he asked if he could join my game.
Like a card game?
Nah, just good old people watching. Must have seemed like a game to him somehow. We'd pick strangers out of the crowd and try to say something about them. Like, ooh, she heard the joke yesterday and she's still trying not to laugh. Or one of Cole's. His eyes remind her of the ones beneath her bed.
What?
I have so many questions.
Believe me, I did too.
Cole didn't elaborate?
I think I prefer the mystery. Don't you?
Wasn't Cole an empath? Oh, he must have been great at this game.
Ah, but the rule was you couldn't say anything you actually knew. He got it in the end. I think.
So you didn't ask him if you guessed right?
Well, being right wasn't the point. Making a habit of seeing people was. I think he liked that. It's why you don't miss.
So, tell me about these ordinary Inquisition members I haven't heard about.
The Inquisition hired hundreds, and most of them weren't Magisters or Ben Hasrith or the left hand of the Divine. There were scouts and stable hands, carpenters, cooks, and quartermasters, even 2 dedicated pastry chefs. Most of them volunteered, like me. We wanted to help in whatever small way we could.
And granted, Iron Bull probably wasn't one of the more approachable members of the Inner Circle. I mean, he was, but he also wasn't. Like, he's someone, by the look of him, doesn't look approachable, but actually is.
You helped people. That's not small.
It sure felt like it sometimes. I'd sit with Rector and Faulkner and we'd watch the important people with their important business rushing by.
Rector? Faulkner?
Liliana gave all her agents pseudonyms.
Right. Like Charter.
Well, Charter's Charter, but when the other 2 and I were together, we were just Lace, Wilbur, and Katya.
Do you miss it? The Inquisition, I mean.
It's hard to miss an organization. They're only as good as their people, don't you think? But I do miss my friends. We write each other, but it's not the same. And the Inquisition is different from what we've built here. Not better or worse, just different. It's special when you're among people working toward the same goal.
Not everyone. There was Solus. What did you really think of him back then?
Lonely. He always seemed lonely. It's hard not to be when you hold yourself above everyone else.
As smart as he's supposed to be, there's just some things he doesn't get. At all.
Yeah. Maybe one day he will. Maybe. If you help him. Anyway, I'm sure something out there's on fire, and here I am rambling about the past. I should let you go. Talk later?
Took a bit longer than we thought it would, but... There's things everywhere. Okay, let's... I don't know, like, Tosh seems pretty cool so far. And again, I've always been kind of curious about like, how much of the backlash against their character is just from people who, like, are either transphobic or just having trouble getting used to the idea of non-binary people. And the idea of inclusion and like how these things work. Because I mean, having a character who's like, okay, so I'm non-binary. Like, I can't remember. Like, I think I've seen a clip of it at some point. Like non-binary people kind of have to tell you that they're non-binary. they kind of have to tell you their pronouns, because otherwise, how are you going to know? Like, there's a reason why pronoun pins are a thing. There's a reason why including pronouns in your profile is a thing. Because there's only so much effort you can put into making yourself look androgynous. And not every non-binary person wants to be androgynous. Like, case in point, me. Like, here, I look very feminine. But like, IRL, I'm a combination, but it's not really, like, designed to be ambiguous, per se. Like, facial hair is kind of a dead giveaway. Like, I either... Yeah. If not the fact that I was assigned male at birth, then the fact that I have male hormones go running through my body. So, anyway, I mean, we'll when we get to the reveal, I'll examine it in more depth then. But so far, it feels she feels interesting. Like, seems like an interesting character. Anyway. Bunch of things you can do, which take a second of your time. You can like, you can subscribe, you can follow, you can subscribe on Twitch if you want to. You can support us through Patreon if you want to. Help me. It'll probably be a long time before I can get any kind of, unless someone like literally just directly donates me a motion, like literally donates me some kind of motion capture stick that can be used with Lupinex or some other kind of. I don't know exactly what Cillian uses. I have to do more research or potentially try to DM her and see if she can tell me. Okay, like. But if it does cost you $1,000, that's potentially a problem, because unless the law changes, that is literally the limit of how much I can have in my savings at a given time. Because I am on Social Security, and the law has not been changed since pre-inflation, so I literally cannot have more than $2,000 without being crossed from time to time. And yeah, I think I'd have to be literally at a point where I can make this my career before I can even get a motion capture too. As much as I would like to have it sooner, rather than later. I literally have to set up a PO box or something to have someone mail me a motion capture too. And you had to donate for the whole thing. Or I had to entrust someone to save the money on my behalf. I don't. I am in a very weird financial situation. Because this is America. Anyway, no matter what you decide to do, I thank you very much for watching. And until next time,